When I was in my early 20s, I thought I understood money. I wasn't reckless. I wasn't blowing my paycheck in casinos or buying luxury cars I couldn't afford. I thought being financially responsible simply meant paying my bills on time and surviving until the next paycheck. But looking back now, I realize I made the same money mistake that almost everyone in their 20s makes. And the worst part is, I didn't even realize I was making it until years later. The mistake wasn't that I earned too little money. It wasn't that I picked the wrong career path. The real mistake was living like time didn't matter financially. I treated money like something temporary. Something that only existed to make life easier in the moment. If I had extra cash, I spent it. If I wanted something, I convinced myself I deserved it. And every time I spent money carelessly, I told myself the same thing: I'm young. I'll figure it out later. That sentence is dangerous. Because later arrives much faster than you think. I remember getting my first decent paycheck and feeling rich for the first time in my life. Suddenly I stopped checking prices as carefully. I ordered food more often. I upgraded my phone even though my old one worked perfectly fine. I bought clothes I didn't need just because they looked good online. None of these decisions felt huge individually. That's what makes the trap so dangerous. Financial mistakes in your 20s rarely happen all at once. They happen slowly through hundreds of small decisions you barely notice. That's how lifestyle inflation works. The moment your income increases, your spending quietly rises with it. You start convincing yourself you need things that never mattered before. And somehow, even though you're earning more money, you still feel financially stressed all the time. Social media makes this even worse. Every day you open your phone and see people your age traveling the world. Driving expensive cars, eating at luxury restaurants, wearing designer clothes, and living lifestyles that look perfect. After a while, your brain starts believing that's normal. A simple life starts feeling like failure. Saving money starts feeling boring. Living below your means feels embarrassing. I fell into that mindset hard. There was a point in my life where I cared more about looking successful than actually becoming financially secure. And honestly, I think a lot of people secretly do the same thing. We buy things to impress people who are too busy worrying about themselves to even notice. What nobody tells you is that most modern spending is emotional. We don't always buy things because we need them. We buy them because we're stressed, bored, insecure, lonely, or trying to escape something emotionally. Bad day at work, order expensive food. Feeling unmotivated, buy something online. Feeling insecure, upgrade your clothes, your shoes, your phone. Modern companies understand human psychology better than most people understand themselves. Everything is designed to make spending feel effortless. One-click purchases. Buy now, pay later. Endless ads targeting your emotions. They know if they can keep you chasing short-term dopamine, you'll never stop consuming. And the scary part is that the consequences don't appear immediately. When you're young, wasting money feels harmless because the future feels far away. You think there's always more time. More years to fix things. More opportunities later. But one day you wake up and realize you've been working for years, and you still have nothing meaningful to show for it. That realization hit me harder than I expected. I remember sitting alone one night thinking about how much money had passed through my hands over the years. Thousands and thousands gone, and when I asked myself where it all went, I genuinely couldn't answer clearly. The money disappeared into random spending, convenience, entertainment, subscriptions, impulse purchases, and things I barely even remembered buying. That moment changed the way I viewed money forever. Because I realized real wealth has almost nothing to do with looking rich. Real wealth is freedom. Freedom to leave toxic situations. Freedom to survive emergencies without panic. Freedom to make decisions without constantly worrying about money. Freedom to say no to things that destroy your peace. Most people in their 20s focus only on increasing income, but very few focus on increasing discipline. And without discipline, a higher income changes nothing. In fact, earning more money with bad habits often makes the problem worse. Because your lifestyle expands with your paycheck. I used to believe financial success would automatically happen if I just worked hard enough. But hard work alone doesn't guarantee stability. Some people work incredibly hard for decades and still stay financially trapped because nobody taught them how money actually works. Schools teach equations, history, and memorization, but many people enter adulthood without understanding budgeting, investing, debt, taxes, or compound growth. And because of that, millions of people spend years earning money without learning how to keep or grow it. One of the biggest mindset shifts for me was realizing that saving money is not about restriction. It's about creating options for your future self. Every dollar you save is buying future freedom, future peace, future flexibility. But when you're young, those rewards feel invisible compared to the instant pleasure of spending. That's why delayed gratification is so difficult today. We live in a world designed around immediate dopamine, instant entertainment, instant food delivery, instant shopping, instant validation online. Everything trains your brain to prioritize now over later. And honestly, that mindset destroys people financially. Because most impulsive spending doesn't create lasting happiness anyway. Think about the things you bought a year ago that felt exciting at the time. Most of them probably feel normal now. Humans adapt incredibly fast. That's why people constantly chase bigger purchases, hoping the next thing will finally make them feel fulfilled. But lasting peace usually comes from stability, not consumption. There's a different kind of confidence that comes from knowing you have savings. Knowing you can survive hard times. Knowing you're building something instead of just consuming constantly. And no one talks about how powerful that feeling is. I also realized something else important. Being busy is not the same as making progress. In my early 20s, I stayed busy constantly. I worked hard, I exhausted myself, but financially, I wasn't really moving forward because my habits stayed broken. You can't out-earn poor financial behavior forever. At some point, discipline matters more than income. That doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. Extreme saving usually backfires too. The goal isn't to become obsessed with every dollar. The goal is balance. Spend intentionally instead of emotionally. Build a life that actually makes you happy instead of one designed for social media approval. Because honestly, the biggest flex isn't luxury. It's freedom. Being able to sleep peacefully at night. Being able to handle emergencies calmly. Being able to walk away from jobs or relationships that destroy your mental health because you're not financially desperate. That's real success. I wish someone had explained this to me earlier. Because your 20s are financially powerful, not because you have a lot of money, but because you still have time. And time is the most valuable financial advantage you'll ever have. Small habits repeated for years completely change your future. A few smarter decisions every month can eventually create opportunities most people never experience. But the opposite is also true. Small bad habits repeated for years quietly destroy your financial future while everything looks fine on the surface. The money mistake most people make in their 20s is sacrificing long-term freedom for short-term comfort, without realizing the trade they're making. I made that mistake too. A lot of people do. But the moment you become aware of it, everything can start changing. Because awareness creates discipline. And discipline eventually creates freedom.